Hey folks, welcome back to another video. Hopefully everything is right with you. Well, the World Cup is over, so most likely we're not going to be hearing about sports for another 4 years. Maybe if you follow any of your favorite sports, you will still have that. But for me, which I don't really watch football that much, or even other sports other than Formula One, I won't be having my timeline filled with that thing. So props to Spain. Congratulations to everyone who was betting that Spain was going to win. But now let's get into crypto once again. Well, we are seeing a lot of movement in the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and other altcoins, mainly because they had a little bit of a fall throughout the weekend, and now it looks like we are on an uptrend once again. I'm going to show you the charts in a little bit, but overall, we seem bullish this week with a green candle. So let's take a look at it as well. But before that, before I share the screen, we are finally seeing something that I was talking about for a long time, which is that one of the final goals of crypto will be to merge with the traditional world, right? To be used as a mainstream place, as a mainstream utility tool. And we're seeing that. Why? Because if you look at the current liquidations, what has been going up and down and the amount of money that was liquidated, we are seeing some RWA assets here. We're seeing some tokenized assets in crypto, meaning that traditional money is flowing and vice versa towards crypto and towards blockchain technology. So we're going to be seeing way more and more, especially now with Robinhood Chain and all these other, big players getting into blockchain technology. We're going to see, eventually the financial markets 24/7, open 24/7, just like crypto is. We're going to see options, derivatives boom and explode in volume way more than the actual asset. We're going to be seeing all of that finally, and that's something that I've been telling for quite a while. And imagine eventually you're going to be able to trade options on tokenized assets. So imagine you're trading on Bitopex maybe or somewhere else. You're going to be trading SpaceX options instead of leveraging SpaceX itself. So you're going to be using derivatives on traditional assets, which is going to be crazy once we get to that point. So let's start by looking at the prices right here on CoinGecko. We start with Bitcoin at 64,403. Then we go to Ethereum at 1866. Then we have BNB at 567. BNB, as I always says, is something that I like, is one of these coins that I do hold, that I do enjoy a lot. But seeing it at below 600 is kind of disappointing, because it usually held the 600 very, very well, but right now it has been slowly steading towards this price right here. We have XRP at 109. Then we have Hyperliquid at $61, at 60.99. And if we go down a little bit more, we have Zcash at 530. Going down a little bit more, we have Stellar and then Monero. So Monero at 333, which is an okay price if you have been a long time holder of Monero. So looking at the crypto free grid, as I always like to do, because the crypto free grid shows you how the retailers are feeling. It not necessarily means direction. It doesn't necessarily mean good entry points, but it shows you what the masses are thinking. And if you look at it, the masses have been fairly neutral towards bullishness here, because we're coming from a bottom which was July 1st of 11 on the free grid index, and now we're going to 29, maybe even reach 30 tomorrow, who knows. But it is bullish. So why is it so bullish? It is on an uptrend right now. Well, if you look at the charts, starting with Bitcoin, you can see that in the 4 hours, we have been going upwards. So look at this, we're bouncing, but we're doing higher highs. Every bounce, it goes higher than before. Looking from July 1st here, where we bottomed at 57,800, now we're going upwards. And this seems like a good place for you to sell a put spread, for example. If we switch to the daily also shows us that we are overall a little bit bullish. You can see that we are doing higher highs since that bottom again of 57,800. We are doing higher highs right here, and the Bollinger Bands are funneling up. If you don't remember, the Bollinger Bands, they are an indicator that shows that eventually some explosion will happen. It shows the amount of movement that a price, that an underlying asset is doing. And when it's very tight, it means that it hasn't moved for it hasn't had a huge movements. It has been stagnant for a little bit, and usually what comes after this is explosion in volatility. So a directional movement towards either side. So I should expect to see more volatility here, which again doesn't show us which direction is going to go, but it is just an indicator of, hey, something is about to happen. Either way, the price will go. So if you're trading, strangles, or if you're trading in other positions where you make money if the asset actually moves, then this is good for you. Now going to Ethereum again, showing that after that bottom right here, this bottom was the 1500s right here. We have been going up since, and now we're back at 1800s, above 1800s, which we'd like to see. Of course, it's still bad consider that 1 year ago, or just 11 months ago, we were at $5,000, and now we are at 1800. So still, if you were buying Ethereum back then, you're most likely suffering, and you have been suffering across the entire year. But if you are just entering now, maybe you are getting in at a good bottom, which was the 1500s, as we said before. So bullishness. So it looks bullish right here, especially on the 4 hours when we have a crossing between the 100 and 200 moving average, which is usually very bullish. Now, looking at the daily still shows that we're going to be stopped right here across the 1900s, more or less. Yeah, the 1900s, because we're going to be reaching the moving average, the 100 moving average, which they have crossed in the 4 hours, but they haven't crossed in the in the daily charts. And this means that we are going to find some resistance across here. We usually get held by this or supported by this, and in this case it's just going to hold us because it is acting like a resistance. So we have to see how we will behave in the next following days when it comes to Ethereum, if we're going to have enough momentum to break above it or not. Now, going to Hyperliquid, you might already see that I already placed a call spread right here, a call credit spread on Hyperliquid. If you go on the daily, you see that we have been slowing down, we have been losing momentum, especially after this huge red candle right here. We are kind of bleeding price-wise when it comes to Hyperliquid. And I even predicted last week, if you follow me on Twitter, that Hyperliquid was going to go to a bottom of 61. I think I said 61 and a half, but then if we had enough momentum, it could recover, which wasn't the case. We actually went up all the way, we went down all the way to $58, which ended up hurting my position because I had a put credit spread. So I lost a little bit over there. Again, I'm never telling you that I'm always going to win. My win rate is usually very high, but I usually have some losses as well. So I was a little bit bummed about this loss, but now we're having here a huge, after a huge candle right here, most likely we're going to be coasting towards the 63 once again, but this week should be a fairly red week, or not a good week for Hyperliquid when it comes to that. So looking at the weekly on Hyperliquid, we are below this yellow line right here, which is a moving average, and because we close below that, most likely we're going to be trying to test the 50s, the 55, the 56 by the end of the week. So I believe that we're going to have a red week, not a profitable week. Again, if we go up, most likely the 63 is the only thing that we're going to see. But in my opinion, we're going to look towards the 55 right here, because we lost this this candle right here, lost the momentum of staying above the moving average, and the moving average starting to turn downwards, as you can see. So the momentum is a little bit bearish for Hyperliquid. Now, looking at the Solana doesn't know what it wants to do, because it had a huge momentum here from June 25th, and it started going all the way up to the 83, almost $84, but then it lost that momentum, and we don't have enough strength to keep going upwards. The moving average is crossing bullish here, but then again, it seems like it won't have enough strength to keep going. So if it crosses below the white line, which is the 200, then it loses the momentum that it gained right here. So we'll have to keep an eye and see. We have to wait it out on the other altcoins, on Bitcoin and other altcoins, to push that momentum to Solana, because Solana usually doesn't move alone. It usually follows what other bigger altcoins are doing. So if we go to the daily, we can clearly see that we don't have enough momentum right here, but the Bollinger is also very tight. And usually when we have tight Bollingers, tight Bollinger Bands, we have some momentum upside or downside. So keep an eye on this. Most likely we're going to be testing here on the 100 moving average, as we did before right here, we did before right here, and we did before right here. So 3 that we tested again, maybe 4th is the lucky charm, and we're going to cross. So who knows? Keep an eye on Solana. Now, looking at liquidations, this is where I wanted to get. This is what I wanted to show you. So we have been, the number right here is $209 million liquidated in the past 24 hours, which is not what I wanted to show you. Actually, what I wanted to show you is that we have seen for the first time, at least that I remember, for the first time, tokenized assets being on the liquidation heat map. Before, they were already there, but their volume was so little, their liquidations was so little that they never made the cut. But now, look what we have. We have Moo, we have even gold, we have crude oil, we have SpaceX, again SpaceX. So we are starting to get, what is this? Brent oil. So we're starting to get a lot. SanDisk right here. We're getting a lot of tokenized assets being part of our crypto day to day. So RWA is one of the final goals. I think crypto eventually will merge and will become just the backbone of the financial markets. You're not going to be using crypto for meme coins anymore. I don't believe that. I believe that it will merge with the tech and it will become, just the backend stuff. No one is going to care that it's going to be blockchain or not blockchain because it's going to be implemented into their daily life. And I think tokenization is one of these pillars, and payments. So tokenizations and payments are going to be the solutions that are going to bring crypto to the mainstream. So, and we're seeing that firsthand with by looking here at the liquidation heat map, that we're having all of these tokenized assets participating here in the market with huge volumes. So before we end the video, let's jump to Bitopex right here, because I want to show you all my trades I have been doing, and very, very profitable. You can see my last loss was here in June, but this loss in June is one that I've been carrying since 2025. So 1 year. I bought this in July 10th, 2025. So it is 1 year that I lost $1,000. So it is a lot. So I can write it off as a loss across 12 months instead of just, hey, I lost 1,000 bucks right here. And other than that, I've been profitable all across the months. So right here, we could even see what we're going to do. So let's actually try at opening something on Ethereum, for example. So I'm going to put sell right here, put. And if I look at Ethereum on the weekly, most likely we're going to be, yeah, it looks bad because again, it's doing lower lows, but right now it is trying to do something right here. It is trying to do a higher high. We could try to go maybe for a 2,000 or 2,100 right here, selling a call, or if you want to sell a put, we could go to the 1650 more or less. So right here, do we have 1650? We have, if we go for 20 contracts, we're gonna get 20 bucks. So not really worth it. And if we switch to the calls, let's go for the 2100. Do we have that? Yeah. How much would we make right here? Also around $9. The 2000 will give us $52. Yeah, let's do this. So if you click sell, yep, I opened the position successfully. So we sold a 2K call for the 24th, so in 4 days. Let's see how it goes, collecting 50 bucks. I think that's good enough for the week. But what I wanted to show you is the copy trading, because the copy trading has been doing great. And if you like me wanted to see more action with the copy trading, well, here is the action. So looking at this on the Bitcoin option strategy, we're up 1.7% in the month of July, which again, we still have 10 days to go. So maybe we can bring this to 2%. Which is a great return monthly with stablecoins. I like to remember that all the time, that here you have only stablecoins deposited. You don't have Bitcoin, you don't have Ethereum. It is only cash settled. So it is with stablecoins, and it is a good return. Now looking at the altcoin strategy, the altcoin option strategy is up 2.5%, which this year is the best return that we had in the year so far. So in the past 30 days, we're up 3.21%, and in the past month of July alone, we're up 2.5%. Great returns, amazing returns. So if you were using either of these, most likely you are happy this month, as I am. I am very happy that these have been going back again towards profitability, and it's good to see. It's good to see that we have the mojo back. But before we end, I've been talking a little bit more about options on X, on my other social media, and a lot of people have been asking me, well, I don't know how to find these spreads. It is usually hard when I go right here to the table to understand what should I go for, like which one should I look, which one should I choose. And this is why I'm working on something still not fully out yet, but it's called Volstack. And Volstack, you can find the trade right here. You decide, for example, it's going to show you Ethereum. You select Ethereum right here, and you select the expiration date. And if you want to do spreads like me, or you want to do naked puts, naked calls, or iron condors, whatever you want to do, right? Let's say you want to do credit spreads, which is usually what I do most. You just click right here, select the underlying asset, select credit spreads, and here is going to quote all these spreads available on Derbit, which is also what we use on Bitopex for quotes. so you can get in knowing what is your strategy, what it will look like, what is the maximum loss, maximum profit that you can have. So you can see right here, for 34 cents in profit, you are going to be risking for 66, which is a return of 7.3% here, margin, risk to reward ratio. So for you to do that, you would have to sell an 1800 and a 1750, and you're going to keep the difference. You're going to keep the difference, right? So of course, some of these can be risky. The lower the delta, the better it is for rewards, for the better it is for probability of profit. You can see even added right here, probability of profit. So all of this you can find when I have more data right here, when I have upgraded the website fully, then I'll let you guys know. But this will be it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys are going to have a fantastic trading week. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys still this week. This week, there's another video coming up, so stay tuned for this one. And as always, thank you very much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Peace.